What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to go over the quarter windows. For this quarter window, we're going to be looking at these type of quarter windows that have no ceramic coating. This is just the rubber seal ones. These are pretty difficult. It gives most people the biggest headache here. So we don't really have too much on the inside in regards to any lower flap or anything like that. So it does give us a little bit of leniency. Sometimes you have to contend with that lower weather strip, and then you have to go down in there as well. But we're gonna give you two angles here so you guys can see what I'm looking at, and also a front view here. So first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and squirt down up in there. Really just get it saturated. Here I'm going to bring my Platinum Easy Reach, and I'm going to bring it to the weather seal, and then bring up until I get resistance. And what I'm basically doing is I'm just stretching out and breaking that seal. I'm not actually breaking it, but breaking the connection. That way I can, you know, get behind there. And at this point I'm getting a little bit of lubrication back there as well. But I want to loosen that up just a little bit in preparation for me to be able to go ahead and get my film back there. Gonna wet it down again and hit it with the scrub pad if you need to. If it ends up being dirty, you can use razor blades. This is a 24, so it's relatively clean. Give a good squeegee here, and then Zachary, can you get me a towel? Yeah, there we go. Next here, we're gonna go ahead and squeegee. I like to squeegee from the top first, bringing it all down and down the side. Boom. Wiping your squeegee as you go. Boom. Now I'll come back in here, I'll give it a good spray, and then get my Platinum Easy Reach in here one more time just to really get all those edges out here. Really trying to stretch it out, and hopefully trying to get a little bit more moisture in there as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get my film here. Gonna go ahead and wet it down. All right, so since it's kind of like a pizza pie, yeah, it's like a slice of pie. What I want to do is I'm going to drop the bottom down and in, and I want to keep pushing it forward until I can get the top portion down, and I want to get this all the way over so I can get this side behind the weather strip. So I'm bumping up against it right now. Good patterns, it shouldn't leave a light gap, but not every pattern is great. So I'm gonna get my Platinum Easy Reach here. I'm gonna get in behind the seal and pull that back, especially down in the bottom corner, so I can start sliding that film back. Same thing here, get it to the top, and as you can see, I can slide that film behind, right? And watch that top corner right here. See how it's starting to bend a little bit? You want to make sure it stays nice and flat. Pull back that seal if you need to, so that film can get back there. Now you have one side back. Now just go ahead and just slide it all the way up until you're behind the weather strip right here. As you can see, a bunch just a little bit here, but we know we're back here already, so we just really need to just lift that up that top corner. And all you're going to do is get your Platinum Easy Reach back there. Look, and all I did is just lift it a little bit, and it actually just went away. The goal is to get that film up into that corner, but if you try to shove it all in there all at once, you have to contend with one side and the other side. So this way I like to do is I like to bring the film lower than where it is in the corner, right? So we have clearance, slide one side in, usually the side in, right? And then bring it up. So now you're only contending with one side at a time. Double check your edges, make sure that you're level. If you do something like that, just go ahead and pull the strip back, because it needs to get behind the weather strip. That's really all it is. I can see a little bit of a light gap, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can slide it up a little bit. Once you're behind the weather strip, you can move this all you want. The reason why you guys crunch it and it gets creases and stuff in there is because you're not behind the weather strip. So it's butting up against that edge and just buckles. So if it's underneath the edge and you have enough lubrication in there with your slip solution, you're what the kids call Gucci. So you're good to go. All right. Now at this point, you're already behind the weather strip here, you're behind the weather strip here, you're good to go. Now, you can either wait a couple minutes, give it 5 minutes, and it'll start to tack up, because sometimes when people squeegee, the pattern moves. So you can do that and squeegee like normal, or if you want to go right now, you can as well. Just gotta be careful. I like tacking down this one side first, and nice and light. right? I'm gonna tack down that one side here. I'm gonna come up with it. And then as I'm pulling this way, I wanna make sure that I'm not shifting the film over. And then just be light with it. Come in there, make sure it gets nice and tacked, and then you can come back in there with a power stroke. Really try to get some of that excess moisture out of there. Now you're here, once you're there, at this point, once it squeegees, we just need to squeegee past the edges. So just kind of get your, I always like to use a Triumph. I never use a Platinum Easy Reach on raw film because you do end up marring. The Triumphs, or the, what is this? The Tri-Edges, excuse me, are a little bit softer. And just be careful right here, making sure that you're not pulling that film out of that edge. Come up and take a look at it. It actually looks pretty good. Get a little towel back there, and let's see what we have. That's from the inside, looks good. Let's check it from the outside. And the outside looks good. There's 0 light gaps, there's 0 edges, and it looks like we're good to go right there. So, and then just when before you squeegee, it'd be good if you just look on the outside first, and just double check to make sure that you're hiding behind all the edges. The edges of the film are behind all the pillars, and you're good to go. And then you can squeegee down at that point. But if you follow these processes, this particular quarter window, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier doing it this way, because this is one of the more difficult quarter windows to do. So, all right, if you guys have any questions, concerns, hit it in the comments. See y'all in the next video.